This was a man who was a Merlin of curiosity. He was driven by his curiosity.
I'm sure quite what he wants. Was he architect, was he designer, filmmaker? But what he wants, obviously, is something we all wanted to be.
I had been changing the painter that we were working on furniture. Again, and still never seen a leaving painting in any way. Just another form.
She made paintings out of what she was surrounded with. Everything she touched, she turned into something else.
Everything they did design, she saw as an extension of her painting. Everything they did design, he saw as an extension of his architecture.
For them, these names like painter and architect are very jobs. They were ways of looking at the world.
They were introducing people to look at the world differently. Life was fun with work, was fun with life. People would say it's childlike behavior, but what's wrong with that? He was a full of joy back in the day. He never bothered us.
And they just design the furniture, they'd be in the pantheon. It's the multifaceted nature of the career that is extraordinary. They give shape to America's 20th century.
チャールズがアーキテクトで、レイがペインター。だから非常に理想的な組み合わせだったとも言える。
I came from an architectural office where there were individual tables with a conference room, and there was carpet on the floor, there were lights, we had drafting tables and all the equipment that you needed, etc., etc. I walk into Eames' office and it was like walking into a circus.
I walked in the door and of course I immediately thought, got big jobs here.
I'm just totally blown away by the patina on every surface of graphics. There were models everywhere, and there was just stuff. I was just overwhelmed.
I saw this incredible apparition of animation stands and photographs spread out on tables, models being lit for photography, a screening room, and a wonderful wood shop, saltwater tanks.
There were steam chairs with silent drawings on them. Every kind of visual treat you can imagine. And I thought, I've come to work in Disneyland.
If you had to take the roof off of it, you'd see that place changing constantly. So we just go around and take everything out of the middle of the studio to put up a movie set to take pictures tomorrow, and then the next day you take out all the movie set and put the tables all back out and everybody's back at work again.
It was very informal. I mean, there wasn't ever any kind of routine. There was no quote, regular views.
Because I did not have a design degree, many of the people in the office thought I probably shouldn't be there. But Charles had a different attitude. And he said this to me, I can teach you how to draw if you can think and you can see, and you can prove that to me, you can work here.
For 4 decades, 901 Washington Boulevard in Venice Beach, California was one of the most creative addresses on earth. Dozens of gifted young designers cut their teeth within the walls of the studio. But the vision for the office came from the top.
You have to have a place where you can recognize for your work.
Art design was born from the marriage of art and industry. The Eames office was born from the marriage of Ray Kaiser, a painter who rarely painted, and Charles Eames, an architecture school dropout who never got his license. Eventually, everything connects, Charles said. Furniture, toys, architects, exhibitions, photography, film were all connected to the wild, whimsical world of the Eames office.
Charles and Ray Eames wanted to bring the most magnificent experiences that you could have with your eyes to the largest number. I don't think there's anything more important for an artist to want to do.
It was a career that defined what it means to be a designer. And it all began with a chair.
Charles, where did the classic Eames chair come from? Did it come to you with a flash as you were shaving one morning?
It sort of came to me in a 30-year flash.
Time magazine called it the greatest design of the 20th century. But it didn't start out that way. It began as a failure. Responding to a competition at the Museum of Modern Art in 1940, two unknown young architects, Charles Eames and Earl Serra, set out to reinvent the very idea of the chair.
The goal is to create an inexpensive, mass-produced chair which is well-designed and which is molded to the body because it doesn't need a lot of upholstery, which is A, old-fashioned, and B, expensive. Upholstery is what Louis XIV did.
Working at the Cranbrook Academy of Art near Detroit, Eames and Serra thought they could mold the new miracle material, plywood, into two directions at once to make a comfortable, form-fitting shell.
The critical point is where the back becomes the seat.
The glues aren't good enough and the chair splinters, which means when you sit on it, it'll be a little uncomfortable, so they have to upholster it.
Despite failing at their goal of creating a single-piece plywood shell, Charles and Arrow won the competition.
The irony is that the chair that Eames and Sarah designed, they couldn't really manufacture.
Even with the upholstery to cover the cracked surface, no existing machine could successfully mold the plywood.
It couldn't be made. In the way that they claimed to be. They designed the look of it without designing the substance of it.
After many unsuccessful attempts, Arrow Serra scrapped the project. Charles wasn't ready to give up. This time, it was a new one. At Cranbrook, he had become friendly with Ray Kaiser, a talented young artist who had helped with the chair project.
I said to Ray one day, how did you and Charles get together? Oh, I can't talk about it. Why not? Well, we just did.
They sparked, and the rest is literally history. And I think in Ray, he really found his complement.
But there was a problem. Charles was already married. He had moved up to Cranbrook in St. Louis with his wife Catherine and his young daughter Lucia.
The love letters are Charles's letters to Ray, because the letters that Ray wrote back to Charles destroyed because he was married. You'll show Charles Manley novels, no doubt about that. He talks about walking past the building that she used to look at him and looking out the front window. They are very moving. Those letters are talking about a joint future as artists together. I think his decision feels many. Ray certainly felt uncomfortable enough to leave Cranbrook and go away and think about what